we were talking about this remote procedure call, right? And we were saying that you don't have to wait for the answer to be ready. So you don't have to, like a normal procedure call, you don't stand around waiting. You can go and do something else.
You call this guy in Bangalore and told him to print some cards or
And
something.
meanwhile you're doing something.
Meanwhile you do something else.
And then we said that in order to check when the job is done, either we have to poll or that person will kind of preempt us, will interrupt us and say your ticket
job is ready.
So
please take.
Right. So it's like some of these food courts have this, right? They give
they
give you a buzzer.
And
when the food is ready, so you can go start chit chatting with your friends at the table, and when the food is ready, they'll give you a buzz, and then you go and pick it up.
So they're interrupting you, preempting.
So they are preempting whatever you're doing then,
Yeah.
right? But now there's a difficulty is that, I mean, if we said that this is across the city and all that, right? So this preemption also requires one message to be sent.
Or polling also.
Polling also requires, you don't know whether that guy has got your message or not.
You mean lost, message gets
Not lost, but you don't know how long it took for the message to reach. See,
it gets lost, internet, you know.
That also happens.
You can't rely on it.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a messy thing that way, to rely on even more messages like this to keep checking this, right?
This is a better way, no? I mean, if I like that earlier thing, procedure call.
So earlier we said we had this tray or something. So I put my parameters in the tray, and when you are done, you put your answer in the tray, and I pick it up. Right? So I only have to check the tray, in some sense, right? That's how it works there.
That was how it was.
When it was.
Why did we change it?
Well, we changed it because the tray is now, I mean, first of all, it takes a long time for the procedure to finish. So instead of waiting for that tray to get, first of all, the tray, there is no tray. I think that's the
let's make a tray, no?
Because we are.
So what if we had the tray? Let us say the guy, we have a tray, we start that guy and say, give him a task.
Yeah, and say here.
There is an empty tray, I give him also.
Yeah, so who has the tray?
I have the tray, I give him the empty tray.
Okay, but the tray belongs to me.
Ideally it should belong to me.
Yeah, because no, this is object, right? So the tray has to belong to somebody.
So the tray belongs to me, let us say.
Okay, so I am an object, and I want some work done by another object.
So I have a tray.
I have a tray.
I make an object and I make a tray also.
Yeah.
So I call the object, I have the tray.
Yeah, I said, here is a tray for you to give me the answer back. Something like that.
Something like that.
Okay. And then what does that guy do? That guy now,
after
instead of preempting me, he puts the thing in the tray.
He doesn't have to preempt me, or he doesn't have to, I don't have to poll him.
Okay, so I just keep checking the tray.
I can check the tray.
Okay.
There is nothing in the tray, it means the guy is not finished.
Okay.
Something is in the tray, it means he is finished.
Okay. So I am just checking the tray, but I am not reminding or anything like that. I just go at some.
Tray is with me only, my tray only.
Yeah. So if it's not there, it's not there. I mean, I can't tell that guy, hurry up.
No, I can't do that. Anyway, he's not going to hurry up. What's the point? So I keep checking my tray.
Okay.
And when he's done,
he puts something there.
He'll put the thing in the tray.
Okay.
I'll see, oh, tray, it's there. No, okay, I'll suddenly see, okay, it's there. So I take it and do it.
Okay, so that's neat. So if he has finished, it will be there in the tray. If he has not finished, there will be nothing in the tray. And then we go ahead.
That's nicer, no?
Yeah, that's a nicer thing, because then we don't have to rely on any further, preemption, polling.
All this nonsense, right? So many complications.
Yeah. So we just have this thing in between, right? So we have this guy who's calling, right? And we have this guy who's executing. So this is our object, and this is the caller.
Yeah.
Right? So what this guy will say is that, here is a tray.
Okay? Yeah.
So execute this P, A, B, C, and here is my tray X. And this guy will then say, okay, here is the answer, and put it here.
Put it in this tray. When he is finished.
When he is finished.
But this caller, only difference is now this caller called PABC and he went on.
Yeah. So the caller now, after doing this, is doing something else, and periodically it keeps checking this tray.
Keeps checking the tray.
Right?
Yeah.
And if it has some other work to do which doesn't involve this value, it can continue
to do that.
Some point it might have to
wait
for the X. That's something depending on what it's doing.
Meanwhile, this object basically has got the task. It will start executing the task. And when it's finished with the task, it doesn't need to wait for the caller.
Yeah, so that's
or preempt the caller or do anything.
Exactly. So
it just as a tray, it will go put the value in the tray.
Yeah. So as far as the object is concerned, its job is done, and now it can't be. I mean, it can go and whatever, watch a movie or something like that.
In principle, see, the caller can even give it 2 tasks.
Yeah.
He can give it PABC and he can give it QABC, one after the other.
Yeah, and say put it, yeah, and for each of them it will give it a different, yeah. So
Or the same tray can have multiple
Yeah.
buckets like pockets or whatever.
Yeah, so
right?
you can call it,
Uh,
yeah, so you can call some P, you can call some Q. And with each of them basically there is an associated, so this one is associated here. So maybe as you said there's the same tray has two compartments. So as part of the procedure call there is some information which is passed saying which tray to put the answer. Right?
something
So
like
something
that.
like that. So you
Or
have
if you don't even just, okay, or you only need to know that the result is the result of P.
yeah,
So when he returns it, he will say I have the result of P,
yeah, correct.
result of Q. He will say and he will put it in this. So I can create, in some sense I can create, when we, this counter we discussed, right. Typically when you go to these counters, people stand in queue in front of it, because there will be one person there and
Correct.
5 people may be coming, no.
Yeah,
So they will be standing in queue.
yeah, so this could be a queue.
So similarly, and when that person finishes his work, he gives the result back. So this could be a queue. This messages can be a queue, and this
Yeah,
results.
so basically you are, so if we draw this picture in a different way, slightly better way maybe. Okay. So we have this our friend, the object here, right, and I have the caller here. So there's this, so first I had sent a PABC procedure, and then after that kind of I decided I wanted to also call QABC, and then maybe something else.
And
so
I don't need to wait for PABC to finish before
yeah,
QABC. I can
so
send
I just keep saying do this, then do this, do this,
do this.
Yeah,
That guy will have an in tray, in tray where he piles up all his work, right?
yeah, and now here I have correspondingly some kind of a tray like thing, right? So where this guy will
Oh,
start
good
putting
again.
answers.
This
So
thing.
let me call it the, what should I say, answer tray.
Okay.
Right. So first I will get say the P answer,
Okay.
and then when that guy is done, he will put the Q answer after that. So whatever order this goes in this order, in the same order the answers will be piled
Come
up.
back.
Right. So then I, as a caller, I will first say, okay, what is the first thing in this thing? It should be the answer to P. And then what is the thing here? It should be the answer. I mean, the next thing will be, and so I'll have a sequence.
Sequence,
which
from the
tells
sequence
me-
I can figure out.
So
I
therefore,
get sequence tasks in sequence 1, 2, 3, 4. I get the answers also in sequence.
yeah. So basically, the caller knows that if the object knows that if the caller calls me, for each caller there is a fixed place to go and put the answer, right? And the caller can figure out what the answer corresponds to, because they are all answers from me.
So this guy is the guy who's doing the work, right?
Yeah.
And this guy is the guy who's consuming the result of this guy.
Yeah. And of course, this guy might be doing it on behalf of someone else, so he might be in turn passing on the answers.
Is this what they mean when they say producer and consumer? Or?
Yeah. So in some sense, well, you can think of these answers as being produced by this object, right? Because the object is doing some work, right? So if you can think of the answers as being produced by the object after doing some work, and this caller is consuming the answers to do some
further work with it.
Yeah. So it's exactly like, again, going back to our fast food counter at the food court, right? So this guy is the guy preparing the food, right? So you place your order.
Another guy also may have placed order.
Yeah.
Many people place
so
order.
when you place the order, this guy keeps producing the food in the order in the sequence in
which orders came.
And then you eat it, so you consume.
You yourself may place a second order.
Yeah,
right.
Correct.
I ordered something, I forgot something, I ordered
exactly.
again.
Or you might, to save time, you might order your dessert before you
before you finish. Right?
Yeah. So this is that thing. Yeah. So there's a producer and consumer. Right. So this guy is, so with respect to this answer tray, right? This answer tray
is a queue.
Is a queue where this guy is generating the items into this queue, and this guy is
consuming
them.
So the consumer is asking the producer tasks, giving it tasks one after the other. So it goes into a queue.
Yeah. And then as the queue is executed by the producer, so as each order comes for this restaurant, right? So as each order comes, you prepare that order and put it back into the service tray. And then in the service tray, you pick up one at a time. right? So that's our.
This is neat. I think this model is nice. This producer consumer model. It seems to have simplified the task of.
Yeah. So now you have kind
All
of
this.
avoided this thing about polling, and because see, this tray is now, in this case, the tray is sitting with the caller. So the caller just has to check whether my tray has got a value or not. I don't have to go out and ask.
Don't do all that. So I have a very simple method now. So it looks like now it's like a remote procedure call only, right?
Yeah.
I call a remote procedure.
Yeah.
Only difference is that earlier when I call the remote procedure, I stopped.
Correct.
Now I don't stop.
Now I don't stop. So I could have called many different people.
I can do many remote procedure calls.
Even the same person, I can give many calls one after the other. And then as and when
same way also I can keep giving tasks.
Yeah, but those will come in this queue.
Same will come in the same way.
And then whenever I want, I can go to my appropriate tray. So there will be a tray for this object, there will be a similar tray for every other object. So all the answers from each object will come into this queue. And then depending on which one I need, I can go and look at the appropriate tray and pick
So
up.
for class teacher, physics teacher example, class teacher starts the physics teacher. Class teacher starts the chemistry teacher, maths teacher, gives it the tasks. And they return back the result in.
Correct. So the class teacher will have now 3 trays.
The 3 trays.
So the class teacher will have a physics tray, a maths tray, and a chemistry tray.
Okay.
Right? And now there are these 3 different objects on the other side. So there is a physics object, physics class teacher, a physics teacher, a maths teacher, and a chemistry teacher.
And the chemistry teacher can only talk to the chemistry tray, because only
exactly. So that's the whole point. So
that's
now you will tell this person to do something, and then that person only knows about this tray.
I see.
Right? And then you tell this guy to do something, this guy knows only about the maths tray. And you tell this guy to do something, this guy knows only about the chemistry tray. So therefore the answers will come in different orders perhaps, but they will come to the correct.
They all come and sit in
correct
this tray.
So I just have to keep checking each tray. So if I check the maths tray and something is there, I've got the maths answer, even though physics answer may not have come.
I don't even need to check with the maths guy. Nothing
correct.
I need to do. Just check my 3 trays.
Yeah.
As soon as all the 3 trays are
I've got all
values,
3, then I can proceed.
Then
I can proceed.
This is really nice. Producer consumer.
Producer consumer. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I'm a little bit uneasy about this. See, we had this whole complication that we said that you had remote procedure call, you had polling, you had preemption, you had all these difficulties in letting the other guy know. And then we have produced this tray, right? And it seems
to solve everything.
it's
solved all the problems.
I'm not convinced that this has. Usually, you know, when you solve a problem, you create something which has another problem. So I'm pretty
what
sure.
problem is this create? This doesn't seem to create anything. No? See, I called physics guy. Physics guy returns the value in the physics tray.
So let's
I just
go
have
back.
to check my physics tray. That's all.
So let's go back to our fast food counter. Right. So I ordered, say for instance, I ordered some dosa. So this guy has got to give me back a tray with dosa in it. But the tray with dosa also comes with some, you know, some bowl of sambar and a bowl of chutney and all that. So he puts the dosa on the tray. I see the dosa and I grab it.
Without the chutney.
And he's about to put the chutney and the sambar and the tray is gone. Right. So this is the problem. Right. So while the tray is being filled, while the guy is writing the answer, I should not be reading it because I may see only part of the answer. It may not make sense. So like if he's writing a long number, I might only see the first 5 digits or first 3 digits or something, and I might think that's the answer.
But how do I know the guy has written the thing on it?
So that's something because we
well,
don't
I know,
have.
see, those. You know that what you will get along with that. Of course, sometimes you don't know. Some people have a lot of chutneys.
Yeah, exactly. So
you will expect only 2 chutneys.
Exactly. So different dosas, different restaurants have different
number of
things that they will add.
So how do I know? So that guy has to say,
yeah, somehow you have to have some idea that it is a full set, or what I mean, the full answer.
He has to close that. He has to close the counter. Not allow you to take the tray till he has put everything on it.
Okay, so then
he'll keep the tray on his side.
But the tray is with you.
Oh, that is the problem. Okay, but
somebody has to do that. Somebody has to do that. I think somebody has to tell you. Somebody has to tell you that this tray is not ready yet. Right? So maybe what he has to do is that there is maybe
He'll flag it,
yeah,
he'll say.
yeah. So maybe there is a some button or something or some marker on the tray,
Marker on the tray.
or maybe he has to put a token or something
Ah.
saying that this is done. So he first, while that you may see things on the tray, but if you don't see the token,
You don't have
it's
to
not
put
done.
it.
So you're not supposed to take it. Right? So I think we need to do
Some
something like
sanity,
that.
huh?
Yeah. So there's some.
So tray. So the problem is, what is the problem? Problem is that at the level of the tray,
Yeah. Writing.
reading and writing. One guy is reading. Who is reading? The consumer is reading.
That is a class who asks the question is reading.
And the producer is writing. The reading and writing may come.
Yeah. First of all, they might
Together.
take. Yeah. They take. It's not a
not
single
atomic,
single step.
Because you're writing one byte or something, you're writing one digit.
Yeah. You could be writing some long thing which consists of smaller parts.
Smaller parts. So you write one part and then you're going to write the second part.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that guy started reading.
Correct.
We should not allow that.
Should not allow that.
So this business of reading and writing has to be made into one.
Yeah, they have to be made into an all or nothing. Either he has written or he has not written, even though the writing might take some time.
Long time, because it's remote maybe. Huh?
Yeah, it's also remote.
So internet connection and all will take time.
Yeah, so this happens right when we are downloading some big thing, right?
And in the middle of the file you can try to read it.
You can't start watching this movie or seeing a picture until the whole thing has come.
Sometimes.
Right?
Yeah.
So then this is like that. So you are getting this whole data from the producer, but you should have a clear indication saying,
It's done.
yeah, this is done. Right?
So if you make, so basically the reading and writing is atomic. When you're not allowed to break
correct.
it.
Yeah, atomic. I think that's a good word. So atomic, right? So we have to basically make sure that this is atomic.
Reading and writing have to be atomic, and you have to ensure that if either read comes before write,
Yeah.
or write comes before read, but both can't be done simultaneously.
Yeah. So you have this write coming from here. This is our producer, right? And we have this read coming to here, which is our consumer. Right? So whenever I see a read and a write, either the read must finish before the write starts. So that is, supposing this producer has been asked
Hey,
to.
but if read comes before write, you will have problem, no, in this case.
Yeah, but so it's a queue, right? So I'm saying that supposing there is another item here, that also I would not like that guy to start writing until.
So if there is nothing in the queue and you read,
then you will just say there's nothing there. Then you'll
come back again.
You come back and
So
say
no problem.
no problem. If there is something in the queue and you start reading,
then the right guy should not write.
right guy should not be writing. Right? So it must be a complete unit and there should be no confusion as to what.
So either you read or you write, but you can't do both. So there is no concurrency in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had concurrency outside.
Yeah.
But for as far as this fellow is concerned, the tray is concerned.
Yeah, so here there should be no.
We are disallowing concurrency on the tray.
Yeah, because otherwise you have this confusion as to whether the answer is available or not available.
I see.
See,
So
because in the earlier cases we didn't have this problem, because when you preempted or you polled, that guy will only give you the answer when he's ready. Right? So you know for sure when he starts telling you the answer that the answer is fully ready and you will wait for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now you are picking
not
up.
like that.
Now you are picking up the answer in
the
a
middle.
without coordinating with that person. In some sense, you are not talking to the producer anymore. You are just going by what the producer has left behind in the. Right. So it's like a delivery guy who is bringing up two things to your house. So goes down to pick up the second thing.
You took the first thing.
Second went off. So he doesn't know what happened. And you are wondering why half the things didn't get delivered. Right. So this is the problem. So because you are not directly talking to the producer anymore. You are not doing.
So if you make it atomic, that is that read and write are atomic operations. You are not allowed to break down the read into its parts, or at least even if it is broken down into parts, the entire thing has to be executed fully.
Yeah.
Before the other thing is executed.
Correct.
So the read is one full thing, one atomic thing. Write is one atomic thing, and there is no concurrency.
Yeah.
Between read and write here.
Yeah.
So overall there is concurrency.
Yeah.
But on this particular tray thing,
yeah. So
you
this
disallow concurrency.
Correct. So this value has to be treated separately, treated in a very careful way.
So if you do that, then there is no problem.
Then I think the problem will go away. But then somebody has to do this, right? So this is again now something which.
Since it's my object.
Yeah.
So I have to make somebody inside my object do this.
Yeah. So there has to be somebody
Some
kind
fellow
of
who keeps
monitoring this kind of thing and
make sure that there is no concurrency on that tray.
Yeah.
Huh?
Correct.
but do all the token stuff, stick the token and do all that interesting stuff. Make sure that
Yeah.
sanity of the tray is maintained.
Yeah. So the tray is always in some consistent state.
Consistent state. Then it will work.
Then it will work. Then I agree it will work. So then my misgivings about this thing are addressed a little bit.
Okay. All right.